Hey folks, welcome back to Hogstooth Tactical. What we've got here is something that we're going to talk about. It is a destroyed carbine buffer. All right. This buffer came out of a rifle that came to me for limits and tolerances inspection I was doing, and as soon as I pulled the buffer assembly out of the receiver extension, aka the buffer tube, pulled this out and I saw this through the recoil spring. All right, and as you can see here, these pieces were distributed along the length of the spring, and some of them were packed at the back of the tube. Now this rifle, I know that the owner had been firing it suppressed. All right, been firing it suppressed. I don't know who makes this buffer or what kind of buffer it is. I don't know if it might even be an airsoft buffer. I have no idea. It does have reciprocating weights on the inside. There's no marking. It appears to be a standard weight buffer that he was using to shoot suppress with. But as you can see, so overgassed with such a violent cycle of operations that the buffer pad was slamming into the back of the receiver extension so hard that it was shattering these pieces of, and I think this is either some kind of nylon or Delrin, but I have noticed that it does not mushroom or deform at all. It feels like it's just hard, which is also bad. So point number one, if you're using substandard or cheap parts in your rifle, don't. And also, if you're shooting suppressed, make sure that you're periodically taking your buffer assembly out, your recoil spring out, and you're checking on those. You're making sure that your rifle, it could be overgassed, it could be deforming your buffer pad here in the back. Even if it's not this cheap Delrin, it could be high quality, but just make sure that you're checking your equipment, checking your weapon, checking your parts for wear. Shooting suppressed, it can be very violent for your weapon system, and it can be putting some wear and tear on your parts that you may not be aware of. All right, this could become dangerous, or at least at a minimum end up causing damage to the weapon. If this had gone ahead and sheared and broken off, and all that was left was this portion of the buffer, then there would have been a longer recoil cycle of operations. It would have allowed the back of the carrier key to slam into the back of the lower receiver where the ring is and the receiver extension mounts in there. It could have caused some serious damage to the weapon. So again, make sure you are checking your equipment. Do not use cheap and substandard parts, and I hope this helps. Hope to hear from you in the comments. Let me know, have you found anything like this in your rifle, or were you using anything like this? And let me know in the comments. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.